Tetsuya plunged the hot blade into the water, and the quench erupted in a blinding golden steam. He withdrew the blade. The workshop ignited with runic light, the sword singing with impossible power on its pedestal. The old appraisal crystal stirred for the first time in decades, flickering with violet energy. The old master stood frozen. His hammer slipped and struck the stone.
The saint's method. It can't be.
The words barely left his lips when the crystal erupted, a pillar of purple light that drove back the shadows. Across its surface, two blazing symbols carved themselves, SS tier. A rating never seen in this humble forge. The crystal hummed with an energy that filled the workshop, as if the world acknowledged what was born.
This boy, how could he have rediscovered the lost art? Was it fate, or something else entirely?
In that moment, the mocked apprentice became the center of a miracle, and the world would soon crash through his door. An hour before the quench, Tetsuya walked into the guild hall, and the laughter hit him like slag.
Still hammering hot iron like a peasant, Tetsuya. The guild uses precision grinders now. Your methods are a joke.
He didn't answer. He turned and walked out, the echoes of their sneers scraping at his pride.
They drag you through the mud again, boy.
They said I should throw away the old ways. But that's all you ever taught me.
Old doesn't mean useless. I've been waiting to give you this. It belonged to your father.
The pages crackled open. Strange diagrams coiled across the parchment like living things.
These symbols. I've never seen them, but they feel branded into my bones.
One of the diagrams pulsed faintly, as if responding to his touch.
I don't understand them, but perhaps it's time you tried.
He set the first billet to the fire, following the diagrams. The metal cracked and splintered under his hammer.
Why can't I hold the edge? The book shows the pattern, but my hands won't obey.
He flipped back through the pages, searching for a missing step. The runes stared back, silent.
Maybe the old man was wrong. Maybe this is just a book of legends.
He struck again. The blade held, but it was dead iron. Then the forge fire whispered, a faint, ancient call.
That voice. It's not the wind. Something is calling to me.
His eyes glazed. His hammer rose and fell to a rhythm older than memory. The metal began to shimmer. Golden roan light threaded across its surface with every strike.
Don't think. Don't fight. Let the steel speak.
The workshop held its breath. The blade pulsed with unborn power, and the forge knew something impossible was taking shape. The trance guided his hands. He lifted the pulsing blade and carried it to the water. Steam exploded in a golden geyser, roaring with a voice that was not his own.
What have I done? This can't be real.
The old master burst through the doorway, his hammer clattering to the stone. His master's whisper reached him like a verdict, the saint's method.
Saint's method? He's never spoken those words before. What does he mean?
The appraisal crystal on its pedestal began to hum, drawing every shadow in the room toward itself. Violet light seared their eyes. Upon the crystal, the mark of SS tier burned itself into existence.
SS tier. That's a myth. Only the gods' weapons are rated that high.
In that small, soot-stained forge, the impossible had become iron, and neither of them knew what to do with it. Days crawled by. Then boots scraped at the forge door, heavy, armored, impatient.
You are the one who made the SS tier blade. I'll pay triple what the guild offers. Name your price.
It's not for sale. I didn't make it for gold.
Don't play humble. Every smith has a price. I can make you richer than the guild master.
He thinks this is a marketplace. But that blade is not a trade good. I don't forge for coin. If you want a blade, find another smith.
The hunter's smirk hardened into a scowl. He dropped the pouch back into his belt with a heavy clink.
Fine, but the others won't ask as politely as I did. Think about what you are risking.
He left. By dusk, Every hunter in the city knew the little forge held a blade that money could not buy.
They'll come with threats next time. But I didn't survive the guild's mockery to sell a miracle.
By the next morning, a line of hunters stretched from the forge door. Gold, weapons, promises, each louder than the last. Tetsuya raised a hand, and the clamor died.
Enough. I'll make one blade a month. If you want it, prove your worth. Not with coin, but with respect.
He nodded toward the old master, who sat on a stool by the fire, frail and watching.
Respect for that old sack of bones? This is a joke.
The hunter pushed past, shoving the old man hard against the anvil. The old master cried out, his body crumpling against the iron.
Get your hands off him. Now.
Tetsuya seized the hunter's gorget and hurled him out the door like scrap iron.
Anyone who treats that man as less than a master will never hold a blade I forge. If I have to throw out every S-rank hunter in the kingdom, so be it. This forge is his to protect.
The crowd went cold. Then, a hunter in dented armor stepped forward and knelt before the old master.
Master, I've heard how you taught him. Please let me honor that.
He offered a water skin. The old master's trembling hands took it, and for a moment, the forge felt human again.
You pass. What do you need? I'll forge it today.
A sword for my daughter's training. Strong enough to guard our village. Nothing more.
Tetsuya worked the steel with care, every strike deliberate. No golden runes answered, but the edge sang true.
It's strong, but not a legend. The method won't come. Was the first blade a fluke?
He handed the finished sword to the hunter, who bowed deeply. No gold changed hands.
Why can't I make another like the first? I followed the same steps, but the miracle is gone.
The saint's method isn't just in the hammer, boy. It asks something from the soul.
That night, under a moonless sky, the hunter who had been thrown out returned with 3 armed men. They slipped through the window. The legendary blade hung on the wall above the dying fire. The moment his fingers touched the grip, every rune on the blade erupted. A shockwave of golden light slammed into the intruders, hurling them across the workshop.
What in the sword? It defended itself.
The old master appeared in the doorway, leaning heavily on his stick.
A true saint's blade knows its own. It won't suffer a thief's hand.
The hunters scrambled to their feet and fled, their terror louder than their ambition. By dawn, a new rumor reached the guild hall. The forge itself was guarded by something older than magic.
A blade with a soul. If I can't control it, then what am I to it?
The forge became a pilgrimage. Every morning, a crowd of hunters and commoners gathered, hoping to catch a glimpse of the legendary blade.
They come for the blade, not for the smith, but at least the master is at peace.
Among the hopeful faces, a hooded figure stood alone, leaning on a staff carved with ancient symbols. His robes were threadbare, but marked with a symbol Tetsuya had never seen, a crossed sword in flame.
That symbol, it feels familiar, like something from the old book. Who is he?
The emissary did not move, did not speak. He simply watched, as if waiting for something.
He doesn't push forward like the others. He's not here to beg or threaten. So what does he want?
For 3 days, the stranger returned at dawn and vanished at dusk, never once approaching Tetsuya.
He's testing me. Or maybe he's waiting for the blade to call him. Either way, I can't ignore this.
The man in the shadows tilted his head, as if he heard Tetsuya's thoughts. And then he smiled. On the 4th day, the hooded man stepped out of the shadows and pushed open the forge door.
Forgive the intrusion. I am a traveler who has heard much of this blade. May I see it?
He speaks like a noble, but his eyes are older than time. There's no greed in that gaze. Look all you want. But it doesn't take kindly to strangers.
The emissary reached out, his fingers brushing the glowing runes. In answer, the medallion on his chest flared with a cold blue fire.
It recognizes me. This blade carries the saint's flame. We must speak alone.
Master, wait outside. I'll call if I need you.
The old master shut the door. The forge fell into a heavy silence, broken only by the crackling fire.
Tetsuya, I have walked the length of the kingdom to find the one who woke the saint's blade. What do you know of your father?
My father died when I was a child. He was just a traveling smith. There's nothing else.
Number. Your father was the last sword saint. He hid the method to keep it from those who would abuse it, and he died for that secret.
The book, the diagrams, it was his. I've been walking his path this whole time without knowing.
The saint's method is not mere forging. It is a covenant with the flame, one that only a blood heir can fully awaken. And you have done so. The order has waited 80 years for an heir. Join us. Take the title that is yours by blood, the Sword Saint.
The ceremonial blade hummed with trapped starlight, its edge older than the kingdom. Tetsuya's hands remained at his sides.
If this power was my father's gift all along, then were my failures and triumphs ever truly mine.
You are the only one who can carry the flame forward. Let the order teach you what your father could not.
The offer hung in the air like a judgment. Tetsuya's breath was shallow. He needed time to think.
I will not force you. Take one day. When I return, tell me whether you would be the saint or let the flame die with you.
The emissary's footsteps faded. Alone in the dim forge, Tetsuya ran his fingers over the old book.
You were a saint. I never knew. Did you want me to follow your path, or never find out?
The bloodline lock. The emissary's words echoed. Without it, the method was just hammer strokes. He lit the forge and tried to call the trance, but the fire stayed silent.
Without the blood, what am I? Just a smith who got lucky once.
The SS-Tier blade gleamed on the wall, its runes a quiet mockery. The flames conjured a vision, a sword saint wrapped in fire, his father's face. Then it vanished.
Joining means living in his shadow. Refusing means I might never prove my own worth. I have one day. I can't let the old man see me like this.
The coals dimmed. He sat with his head in his hands, crushed by a legacy he never asked for. Dawn broke cold. Tetsuya hadn't slept. The old master's cough echoed through the forge.
He's getting weaker. I've been so lost in my own doubt, I forgot his time is almost up.
The emissary appeared in the doorway, his patience worn thin. The day of decision had come.
The sun is up. Do you accept the order, or will you let the saint's flame die?
Tetsuya's gaze drifted to his master. The old man was slumped on his stool, fighting for breath.
He raised me. If I leave, he dies alone. His life is worth more than any title.
I see the old man holds your heart, but the world needs a saint. If not you, then who? Then who?
I need a little more time, until sunset. I have to talk to him first.
The emissary's hard gaze softened. He gave a single, reluctant nod.
Until sunset, then. But when the light fades, I will have your answer. Make it the right one.
Sunset bled through the forge's cracks. Tetsuya stood beside his master, who sat trembling under a blanket. The door opened. The emissary entered, his staff tapping twice.
The light fades. Have you chosen to join the order or let the flame die?
I won't join you. I refuse the title. It's not mine to take.
The old master's eyes shot open. A broken whisper caught in his throat.
But the method must live. Teach him, my master. He spent his life serving the forge. He's earned what I haven't.
Silence. The emissary's face was carved stone, unreadable.
You would send a dying old man in your place. The order trains heirs, not those with one foot in the grave.
He gave me everything. If there's any honor in your order, give his final days meaning. Or I walk away and the flame goes with me.
The emissary looked past Tetsuya to the trembling old man, and for the first time, he faltered.
How can I trust an old man to hold the flame? The method demands sacrifice.
Because I forged this without knowing my father. The saint's flame answers to the soul, not just blood.
The runes on the blade ignited at his touch, a quiet wave of gold, as if agreeing.
Impossible. Even a blood heir shouldn't command such resonance without training. Without training.
Then maybe my father wasn't the only saint here. The old man shaped the heart that held the hammer. That's worth more than blood.
Boy, you'd give up your future for an old fool like me.
You gave me a future when I had none. This is nothing.
I have never seen such conviction. Very well. The Order will accept this man, but the path is harsh, and his body is weak.
I know the risk. But dying with purpose is better than fading into ash.
We leave at dawn. Prepare him.
Dawn came cold and gray. Tetsuya helped his master stand, wrapping the old man's cloak tight.
Don't look so grim. I've hammered iron longer than you've been alive. I'll survive a few lessons.
I know. Just come back. That's all I ask.
The emissary waited, his staff a silent pillar. Without another word, the old master stepped toward him. At the threshold, the master paused and looked back. 1,000 unspoken things passed between them. The door closed. The forge fell into a silence so deep it felt like a held breath. Days melted into weeks. Tetsuya hammered at the iron until his arms burned, drowning the silence in noise.
The forge feels hollow. Every strike echoes too loud. I keep expecting his cough from the corner.
Night after night, he sat on the forge steps, staring at the same stars the old man loved.
He said the saint's method asked something from the soul. Maybe I haven't given enough yet. Hang on, old man.
A glowing parchment arrived, word that the master was dying. Tetsuya ran for 2 days. Now he knelt at the bedside.
He's so thin. The flame of the Order kept him alive, but it's burning him out.
You came. I was afraid you'd stay at your anvil.
How could I not? You are the only family I have.
The emissary tells me I've become an honorary saint. Fancy title for a dying smith.
Don't say that. You survived the forge for 50 years. You can survive this.
No, boy. The fire has shown me many things. It's time. But you need to hear this.
The old man's trembling hand found Tetsuya's head. His voice was a thin, steady flame.
You were always the true saint, not by blood, but by heart. I am proud to have been your master.
Tetsuya's throat closed. He held the old man's hand, and the tears came, silent and fierce. The old master's eyes closed. His body grew still, and then it began to glow. Gold motes rose like sparks from a dying forge.
He's gone. But it's not darkness. It's light. He's becoming part of the flame.
The emissary stepped forward, his medallion blazing. 2 robed figures knelt behind him.
By the ancient law, the last saint's apprentice inherits the flame. Tetsuya, you are now the sword saint, not by blood, but by the heart that forged the impossible.
The medallion touched his chest, and the runes on the temple walls ignited in answer. The flame recognized its heir.
Not by blood, by heart. The old man said that. He always knew.
Rise, sword saint. Your master's flame now burns in you. Carry it where he could not.
Tetsuya stood. The weight of the medallion was nothing compared to the weight of a promise he finally understood.
I'll return to the forge. His hammer will never gather dust again.
The mocked apprentice had become the sword saint, and the world would soon know that the greatest blades are forged not by blood, but by love. Word traveled faster than the man. When Tetsuya walked into the city, the sword saint medallion gleamed on his chest.
The forge is still standing, just as he left it. Good.
From the crowd, a smirking face turned pale. The guild member who had mocked him stumbled forward and dropped to his knees.
Forgive me. I called you a peasant, but you've become the saint. I was wrong.
The old man never asked for your respect, but I'll make sure this forge gives it to everyone who walks through the door.
He turned to face the gathered hunters and townsfolk. The legendary blade pulsed on the wall inside the open door, a silent witness.
This place is now the Saint's Forge, not because of my blood, but because my master's soul lives in every blade I make. I'll keep his rules. 1 blade a month. Earn it with respect. Gold won't buy you a miracle here.
The crowd stood in silence, then burst into cheers. Above the door, the new sign swung into view. The Saint's Forge.
He said the method asks from the soul. This is my answer. I'll keep his fire burning.
As the crowd slowly dispersed, Tetsuya stepped back into the forge. His eyes went to the old hammer hanging on the wall, the one his master had used for decades.
This hammer taught me everything. It deserves to create one last blade.
He lit the forge with a steady hand, his movements deliberate, reverent. This fire would not be for trade.
No runes, no bloodline, just the love he poured into every lesson.
Steel glowed. The hammer fell in an old rhythm, and the empty stool in the corner seemed a little less empty. When he quenched the blade, a pure white light erupted, not golden, not fiery, but cool as mountain snow. The color of his master's soul.
Perfect. Not for battle, but for memory.
He carried it to a small alcove where he had placed a crude charcoal sketch of the old man's face. A candle flickered beside it.
There, old man. A blade worthy of you. Hammer to ash, but your spirit stays.
Outside, the few remaining hunters watched through the door, their heads bowed. No one spoke. Night settled over the forge. Tetsuya sat on the cold stone steps, the memorial blade's white glow, a quiet star through the window.
He used to say the stars were dead smiths, still watching. Maybe tonight he can see me. Thank you for the hammer, for patience, for showing me that a saint isn't born.
The starlight seemed to lean closer, and for a breath, the old stool inside the forge was not empty. Then he saw it, a faint, smiling shape in the stars. His master's face, young and whole, as if the saints had welcomed him.
Still keeping an eye on me. He'd say I am too sentimental.
The apparition didn't speak, but a warm pressure settled on his shoulder, like a proud hand.
I'll keep the fire burning. I swear it.
The vision faded into the stars, but the stillness remained not empty, but full. Tetsuya sat in the silence, the medallion warm against his chest, and for the first time he smiled without grief. Dawn spilled gold over the sign that swung above the door. The Saint's Forge. A small figure trudged up the path, clutching a broken short sword. The boy's eyes were wide, but not with fear. He knocked. When Tetsuya opened the door, the boy thrust the blade forward like an offering.
This one isn't here for glory. He came because he believes in the forge. What brings you here with a broken blade, young one?
The boy stammered that his village had no smith, and the elders had told him the Saint's Forge might teach him.
Then set down that broken sword. First, you'll learn to tend the fire.
Tetsuya led him to the anvil and lifted the old hammer, worn smooth by decades.
My master taught me that a saint isn't born. A saint is made, one honest strike at a time.
He set the boy's hands on the bellows, and the fire rose high. The Saint's Forge had found a new heartbeat.